All right, I'm recording. All right, let's get going. Y'all can see the screen, right? Someone just say something. Yes, anyone? No one? All right, thanks, Nick. Okay, well, okay, so welcome to the January 13th NEHS meeting brought to you by Sam Creighton. If all goes according to plan, knock on wood, this should be our last everyone on Zoom meeting because we've gotten the okay from CISD. We can start coming back a limited number of attendance for people to have in-person meetings. We have the LGI reserved for one spot in each month, February through May. So that's something to look forward to. I'm definitely excited to have in-person meetings because I haven't had one, so I haven't had to talk through one. But it'll remain the same, more or less. We'll get to that, but let's get to this meeting first. So January 13th, yay! All right, so earlier, I believe it was last week, the officers got together with Mrs. Ward, and we kind of revised the ways to earn hours. And I'm gonna send out that sheet. It's mostly the same, but there are a few different ways to earn hours. The return activities, the scholarship essays, that was a hit. That's a lot bigger this semester for sure for all the seniors out there and the juniors. So basically, it is the same. You submit the scholarship and just take a picture of it and give it to us, and then we'll add the hours for that. And I believe there's a maximum. And then the meetings are the same, and the volunteer work, but there's a maximum of 5 hours. And the big thing we keep getting asked is that you can't quote unquote double dip with the hours. So don't try to use them for Interact or another club. If it's outside of school, it's perfect for an EHS. If not, it's not the best. A new one this year is the photo scavenger hunt. So that's pretty cool. If you were in the club last year, we did something like that. It was pretty popular. It's basically you take a picture. There's a list on the Google Docs that has the ways to earn hours, but it's pretty fun. It's a little bit different this year because we can't go everywhere, but it's you take a picture of yourself. You must be in your NEHS club shirt, so if you don't have that, everyone should have that. But if for whatever reason you don't, please. All right, thank you, Sophie. Oh, hold on, one moment, guys. Actually, all right, sorry about that. So for the photo scavenger hunt, you take pictures wearing your NEHS shirt of doing several fun things, and then you send them all. You send the pictures with the caption to the club email. You must be wearing the club shirt, and it doesn't really matter. You can send them individually as you take them, or just all at once. But beware, if you send them all at once, the file might get too big, and you might have to use something like Dropbox or Google Drive. But we can figure it out. So individually might be the easiest one to do. And again, that'll be on the Google Doc that I'll send out after this. Writing submission to dry ink. So in previous years, there was a writing requirement that was required to stay in the club, and a big way to earn your requirement for that was to the Dry Ink, which is the College Park creative magazine, and it had things from like the art club, NEHS, and a bunch of other clubs. And basically, what we would do is we had free writing. There were different prompts for each month. They haven't done it this year, I don't believe. They're gonna try to do the first one, and I believe in February. But we'll get to that. The Mrs. Ward just has to talk to the people in charge of it, and then they'll send out the dates, and it'll say what you have to submit. But basically, you're just gonna write either a poem or a very short story, and you send it in, and then the winners get added to the magazine. So that's always fun. You get hours, and you get a little bit recognition. So that's good. And hours will hopefully be less. Will be more event based as things happen, which that's what I'm hoping on, because we have much more events planned in the second semester than we did in the first semester, which makes sense as more things are opening up. So I would look forward to that. That's always fun because that's what the club's supposed to be, is you do things and you get hours for it. But then for people who are not able or don't want to do the event or group based things, we always still have those individual things as per last semester. And for book club and study hall, those are the same. It's the same. It's the same rubric, but just the difference here is how you submit it. We kind of had a little bit of an issue where people weren't understanding. We changed it because for on the study hall, it said submit them all at once, and for the book club, it was one after the other. But now we just changed it, so after each meeting that you have, if you'll just send the details about who was in it, what you do, what you read, or what you study, and how long was it, And if you send that to us after each meeting, we'll add the hours, and then we'll make sure you don't go over the maximum. It's one per month from now until May. So that was a big hit last year, and it's pretty easy. It's pretty great. I mean, I've probably talked enough about it. So if you did one last year, you should probably still do. You could keep doing it. If you did not, I would highly recommend it. I did a book club, and it was very good. So, all right. So that's the new ways to earn hours. Now, this is a big event. The Texas Holocaust Remembrance Week that is from be held on January 25th to 29th, 2021. It's a big deal. It's throughout the entire state of Texas, and I was looking for ways that we could contribute, and I found the student poetry contest. So I'm gonna click on this, and it'll bring you up to this link. This link is gonna come out in the band post. I've scheduled it. The link will take you right to this page, and they have student awards and student contests, and there's all kinds of contests. And I sent it to the poetry one because we're an English honor society. But if you're into art or other type of things, there are contests for that. So the way it works is, let's see, yeah, the guidelines for the poetry entries. Um, it's a statewide competition, but I'm not sure about how competitive it is. But anyone who submits one of these poetry entries to the Texas Holocaust Remembrance Week website, they'll earn 2 club hours as long as it's legitimate. And well, yeah, legitimate. And basically, you can see here, you choose about a real place and you write about it. You have 5 details, no more than 45 lines. So it's not very, yeah, oh yeah, no more than 45 lines. It's not very long at all. And I'm pretty sure you guys write like 5 pages essays in like 2 days. So I'm sure you could write a 45-line poem in a weekend or two, and you get 2 hours. And then the big thing here is they're not due until March 5th, which is a pretty good chunk of time. So it is not in the Texas Holocaust Remembrance Week, but it's in this it's in the scope of things. So I would we'll take them up into Friday, March 5th. So that's a good way to earn 2 hours, which is a pretty good chunk. Oh, here we go. Here's another person. So look forward to that. The link will come out, and then just email your submission like you usually do to the club email. Now back to the presentation. All right. Due date Friday, March 5th. Oh, and the submission, the winners will be featured on the social media page for the Texas Holocaust Remembrance Society. I believe that's what it's called. I'll look into that. But it's kind of cool because it goes out to the entire state of Texas. So if you win, that's a pretty big deal. And I'm sure they're not going to be like a whole lot of entries. So the odds are pretty good. And I did have a slide on here about the about the NEHS scholarship, but thank you to Sophie Sharp for pointing out that it was actually due on the 11th, not the 14th, because I almost missed the deadline and did not submit. So I apologize for anyone who was planning on doing that. The submission date is passed. But I believe that was for the essay. I'm I'm not sure about the need-based scholarship. I would look into that, but that might still be going on until the 14th. So that's already happened. Let's see what's next. Oh yeah, upcoming events January. Yay! Oh, there it is. Scholarship due 1-14. That is incorrect. It is past due. Flash fiction. This is another part of the previous year's writing requirement that we had for the club. We're bringing it back, but it's more of a leisure base. It's not required. More info will come out of that on the Bandit. That's due. They have them each month, and then they're due at the first of the next month. And I believe this one is short stories, stories under 100 words. I'll talk to Miss Ward about it, but that you submit those, you get some hours. It's pretty good. And the big thing we're trying to schedule right now as we speak is pen pals with Caney Creek and Del Valley NEHS. So that's pretty cool. You guys all probably know where Caney Creek is. It's in our district. They're 5A, so we don't play them in sports, but they're in the Conroe Independent School District. And Del Valley, that is up near El Paso. They're a smaller school. I think they're 3 or 4A, but they do have an NEHS chapter, which is pretty cool. So we're trying to organize a pen pal system with that, which would be pretty cool, where you basically get matched up with someone in either Caney Creek or Del Valley. It might be both. We'll figure that out. And then you email letters back to them, and you get hours for it, which is not the best part, but it's kind of a cherry on top. So we're not sure on the details, but we know that it's pretty good because you get to meet someone that you probably never. I hope you never met before. So look forward to that. Details will come out on the band app, and it should either be at the end of this month or the very beginning of February. So the biggest thing now is wait for the pin pal to come out and the flash fiction. So it's on my part. A bunch of stuff should be coming out on the band app pretty soon. And upcoming events, this is far in the future. We have a whole comprehensive schedule, but I just pulled the most important things from now until May. The most exciting thing that's coming back is if you were in the club last year, you know about the movie nights, which are pretty fun because you earn hours for watching a movie, which is the best way to earn hours. It's not going to be the exact same because we can't share snacks anymore, but we'll figure out a way to make it exciting. And usually we have one in the fall and one in the spring, but obviously we did not have one in the fall. So we're going to try to have one in the spring. We have a set date for March, and the second date's to be decided. And there'll be a limited number of attendance, but we'll have attendance to get it down. So those are always a big hit because you're watching a movie. And we pick the movies. It's always good. And starting in February, hopefully throughout May, we're going to have physical club meetings. Mrs. Ward has reserved spots in the LGI. I'm not sure on the dates. I think it's the first week of each month. I'll have to look, but it'll be limited attendance. We'll have to fill out a form to do that. But I'll still do what I do normally, and I'll record it somehow. I mean, if any of you guys are in band or in any other clubs, they record classes sometimes. So that's what I'll end up doing. So people who aren't there can still get the same experience, kind of like this. And then the deadline for earning hours, yes, 20. So the only reason we said 10 was because that was halfway. That was kind of like a soft deadline. The 20 hours is a hard deadline. So that's like the end of the day. May 15th, it's the cutoff date. We have to be very strict about that too, because it goes into membership next year. So if you do not have your 20 hours by May 15th, there is a way that you can come back next year, but it's a lot of hoops you have to jump through, and it is not fun. So for juniors, you don't get your 20 hours. You don't get to come back into the club. For seniors, I mean, if you're in the club, it means you're probably in it last year. So you did it last year, and then you won't get the senior course, which is kind of a letdown. So I would just get the hours. It's not hard. We're going to definitely have a lot more events this year. So there will be no shortage of opportunities to earn the 20 hours, but just know that May 15th is the day. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. That is the slideshow. Thank you guys. Hold on. I will, and then per usual, right after this, I'm gonna release a Google form that has the attendance in it, and I will type out in the chat everyone in waiting room. There we go. I'm gonna type out the password, and it is movie night. That is the password. It'll be for the form. Please try to fill that as soon as possible, so either me or the secretary can get your hours recorded. You guys all earned 1 hour. Congratulations for showing up. The password is movie night. Thank you guys for coming. I know it was kind of short, but it was just basically telling you what's going on and what's going to happen. It's gonna be a lot more fun this year, this semester. I promise. Hopefully, we'll have movie nights. We'll have a bunch of events. So thank you guys, and y'all have a wonderful week.